Hi everybody, my name is Contrice and welcome to my channel. And today we're going to be talking about a topic that I really do feel like will help a lot of people. It should be able to reach a lot of people because at some point in time in our lives we all experience this. So today we're going to be talking about failing forward or your perceived failures. So if you have been feeling like quitting, this is the video for you, so stay tuned. First, I'm going to read a couple of definitions just to kind of break down what the definition of perceived failure is before we get started. The definition of perceive, according to the New Oxford American Dictionary, is to interpret or look in a particular way or regard as. And the definition of failure by the freedictionary.com is the condition of not achieving the desired end. So it pretty much means to look at something a particular way and not achieving the thing that you desired for it to be. If you're trying to be successful, failure is a part of the process. Steve Harvey, I just actually heard Steve Harvey say that over 33 years of his career, he pitched 200 ideas in meetings, and only 5 of those ideas were picked up. So he went to 200 different meetings to pitch ideas, and 5 of the 200 were picked up. You are more likely to fail than you are to succeed. But the thing that you have to remember is that it only takes one open door for you to be successful or to reach the goals that you're trying to reach. Nobody ever talks about how Michael Jordan missed so many shots over his career, but they talk about how great of a NBA player he was because of how well he did with the shots that he did make. Tyler Perry, his plays, I think for like 7 years or so, he was homeless and didn't have really good turnouts for his plays, but that one that caught on developed him into being the billionaire that he is today. So every successful person, even like Tom Brady, he wasn't a first round, second round draft pick, but he is the GOAT. You can't argue with me on that one. But he wasn't even one who was looked at in the top picks for the draft. So, I mean, failure is a part of everybody's life. If you're trying to be successful, that is just going to be part of it. Through failure, you learn what you don't want to do, what you don't want to do going forward, and what you want even more. So failure helps you to eliminate those things and weed out the things that you're just like, you know what, I really just don't think I want to put that much effort into trying to do that. Because when you got to put hard work into it and you have to keep doing it over and over and over again, if it's something that you really don't want and you don't want to be consistent at doing it, then you're going to let it go. So failure actually helps you to weed out those things that you don't really want to do, but it also helps you to see the things that you really do want to do. Because if you keep failing at it, but you keep going forward, that's probably something that you really want to do. And that will lead you to success if you keep being consistent with it. I would much rather for people to say, damn, she did everything. Like she was doing all kind of stuff, instead of, damn, she didn't do anything with her life. Because for me, something that really holds people back is their fear of failure. And that is a big thing for people, like especially when it's in a public type setting. You don't want to fail in public, but literally the only way you're going to know if you can do it is if you try. So you have to put yourself out there, and a lot of people are not willing to do that. So that's just, I mean, it comes with the territory. failure is a part of success that is not talked about. Like I was saying before, it's not talked about. We talk about the wins, but a lot of people don't go on Instagram, Facebook, or wherever and talk about their losses. The losses are a lot of times kept quiet. They're secret. You don't know how many times people have lost before they get that win, and they're celebrating it online. One example that I actually wrote about in my book with Damaged Petals, She Arose. If you're interested in my book, you can find the link for the Amazon site on in the channel banner, or you can go to any bookstore online and find it there. But one example that I talked about in my book for me was when I didn't get accepted into nursing school. I was doing all my prerequisite classes and everything, and I had great grades. I was literally on the dean's list, and my GPA was good, and I was coming from being in the military, being a cardiopulmonary technician, and so nursing was an easy transition for me. And I just wanted a good job that would transfer anywhere me and my husband went with his career. But the school that I was at took guaranteed students from that state who went to high school there and then went to college there first. And they only had about 34 slots. And by the time they picked up all those people, it wasn't enough room for me. And so after that, I kept the letter to this day, but I cried so hard because I put so much into that. But my husband and a friend at the time sat me down, and they were like, well, this is a perfect opportunity for you to decide what you really want to do in life. And at first I was going to go to school for journalism, but then they were like, no, you need to go to school for fashion, because that was something that I was extremely passionate about, and I still am to this day. So I changed my major and ended up going to school for fashion merchandising. And that was the best decision I ever made. It took for me to fail with the nursing school thing for me to really get into the thing that I was supposed to be doing. And during my internship, I learned that I wanted to own my own business. And then I owned my own business for 3 years before we ended up moving to Japan. And that led me to this. So your failures are a part of your journey. If you've made it this far in the video, if you don't mind hitting the like button for me if you like the video, and also share this with someone that you think could benefit. If you know somebody that's going through a hard time, or just share it on your Facebook or whatever, because this is really a topic that needs to be talked about a lot more, and not just with celebrities or anything like that, but everyday people who are trying to be successful and they're facing failures and rejection and different things. You just need to understand that it is part of the process, and it's nothing really that you're doing wrong a lot of times. Have you ever felt like God was telling you to do something? You stepped out on faith, you stepped out in that thing, and then it just did not play out the way you expected that it was going to play. You were like, man, I was waiting, confirming for God to tell me this, and I thought I was listening to him correctly, and I didn't, and it did not work out right. I know that's happened to me, but a lot of times, hindsight is 2020, when you look back on it, you realize that you had to learn something in that step, because God uses everything. So you had to either learn something in that, or he's leading you to the next step. So he may tell you to do something that you think you're going to be settled in, but then that thing is just supposed to be for a season to lead you to the next thing. So a lot of times, even if it didn't go exactly the way you thought it was supposed to go, it went the way God wanted it to go. And that's the most important part. So you may feel like you're in the dark sometimes, and you're trying to walk through and guide yourself through something, and you get some bumps and bruises along the way. But that's where faith comes in, and that's where your faith has to step in when you don't quite see where you're supposed to be going, and you don't quite understand why things are working the way that they're working. That's where your faith has to come in. And as Romans 8:28 says, all things work for the good of those that love the Lord. I saw this post. I'm going to end it with this. I saw this post last night that said, you only fail if you give up on yourself. So keep going. If you don't quite get it this time or the next time or the next time or the next time or the next time, it can take years and years and years. Believe me, it can take years to get to your destiny. But you'll never know if you are gonna win. You'll never get the victory if you give up. And until you give up on yourself, it does not matter who else gives up on you. As long as you and God, as long as you go to God and you keep confirming with him, hey God, this is what I do. Hey God, I just need to know that I'm on the right path. Give me a little crumble or something along the way to let me know you're still with me and I'm still on the right path. And he always does. He always does. Every single time I pray that, he gives me something to let me know, here you go. You're still going the right way. It might not be looking the way you want it to look, but you're still going the right way. And I promise, as long as you don't give up on yourself, eventually you will get there. So don't give up. Think of people like Tyler Perry and Steve Harvey and different people who have, like, they had to go through the seasons. They had to go through the rough times to get to the success. That's how you weed out the weak from the strong. That's how God knows who really wants it and who doesn't. Because there's so many people that pick up stuff and say, hey, I want to do this. But then when it starts to get hard, they give up. That is truly how you will know the thing that you really want to do, because no matter what, when you ain't making money, when that thing ain't benefiting you none, when it's more work than it isn't, you will be like, you know what? I know I really want this. And whatever that thing is, keep doing that. Keep doing that, because that is your gift and calling, and the purpose is attached to your purpose. Keep doing that, and don't let anybody stop you. Thank you so much for watching this video. Have a good day, and I will see you next week.